If you know of a female athlete going into their senior year of high school and would like to see them be recognized for all of their hard work as an athlete, on Girl Talk Sports Talk, please email girltalksportstalk@gmail.com and send us the information and we will reach out to you. Good Friday the 13th morning to everybody.
Ooh, insert spooky noises
Spooky
in.
sounds.
Ooh. Good morning. This is Melina. Hope everyone is ready for the weekend. You got about 8 hours to go from in the morning, if you're listening to this Friday morning, till the weekend kicks off.
Yes, thankfully. And it is a weekend. Well, first and foremost, it's Friday the 13th, y'all.
Have you
And
ever wondered, like, I've always wondered where that came from, why we do that, all
so
of those things.
so I'm about to hit you with a little bit of a history. Um, so there's actually no way to pinpoint when the start of Friday the 13th became unlucky. And different religions have their own like quote unquote origin story of like the 13th day of the month being on Friday. But a common one is the story of Jesus Christ and the Last Supper. So the 13th guest at the Last Supper um, was Judas, who was, if you don't know your biblical history, was the disciple who betrayed Jesus, leading to his crucifixion on Good Friday. So the 13th guest became the betrayer, and then he was crucified on Good Friday. So that is essentially kind of what like the Christian aspect of it is.
Okay.
But also in like certain cultures around the world and throughout history, both Friday and the number 13th have been regarded as unlucky. And so just putting it back together is just horrible for those cultures. Another example is Norse mythology, where Loki, the god of mischief, gatecrashed a banquet in Valhalla, bringing the number of guards in attendance to 13. And deceived by Loki, the blind god Hodor was tricked into shooting his brother Balder, the god of light, joy, and goodness, with a mistletoe tipped arrow, killing him instantly, which also brings into the whole history of mistletoe. But that's a whole other
A
uh,
whole different subject, whole
whole
different.
different subject. So it's a lot of like kind of what religion, culture you are part of, that you can
Well,
get.
I do know that on Friday the 13th, many tattoo shops offer
Mm-hmm.
$13 tattoos.
Tattoos. Yeah.
And I
Or like
don't know if
discounted.
any here in the coastal bend. I know that they do. I just don't know which ones.
So, not me knowing some of them. So, High Tide Corpus Christi, which is on Glazebook Drive,
Shout out.
off of like Alameda, and Roberts is holding like a special. So they're starting at $30 outlines, $40 for black and gray, and $50 for color. If they have to draw anything custom, it's 40 and up. The size and placement will determine prices. Um, and then Pinnacle Tattoo is off of Airline. They are also having Friday the 13th tattoos, but those are already pre-designed. What I do like about them is a lot of tattoo parlors will put 13 in the tattoo, and I mean now I probably would get a tattoo that says 13 because it was my first soccer number and everything. Um
You're
but
so cute.
a lot of shops, their tattoos will have 13 in them, and it's kind of like right in your face, and you're like, maybe not. But Pinnacle drew up some really cool ones. They're not my style, so I will not be getting one from Pinnacle. But they both of Pinnacle and High Tide have posted some stuff on their Instagram pages of their
Specials.
specials, and I know a couple like Shipwreck Tattoo, Axis. I'm not too sure what specials if they're holding any. But
Right.
most of them, if you just kind of go onto Instagram or Facebook, they'll be posting them.
I used to be really freaked out by Friday the 13th, if I'm going to be honest. But I just don't. I'll probably cleanse myself with an egg today to get rid of all the spirits, you know. I'll do the Mexican tradition
Oh
of that.
yeah.
But I used to, when I was younger, be scared of Friday the 13th because I believed it was evil and mean
Mm-hmm.
and all of those. But I don't believe that anymore. Like I'm a believer in good and,
Yeah.
all that. That is just it's a Friday the 13th. I know it's probably supposed to maybe lean towards demonic or whatever, or that's what I thought as a child, but and
Well,
as a young
yeah.
adult. But yeah,
I
I'm
mean, if you
good.
think about it, like again, it's based heavily off with we're
Yep.
very much a Catholic Christian country, so a lot of our uh
Beliefs.
beliefs go based off of what happened in the Bible or to Jesus or whatever. So it's common and kind of very much on par that a lot of people are, don't want to talk about Friday the 13th or anything because it does seem quote unquote demonic when
Right.
in actuality, like if it was the 12th guest, so he was the 14th guest, like it would have been the same story.
Exactly.
So
Same ending. Same ending.
exactly.
Okay, what else is going on? So,
Well, okay, well, first of all, we missed the end of the Paralympics, by the way.
oh
Um,
yeah, that happened what? Sunday. We didn't even
Sunday.
get to finish. Yeah. So, but we
But
talked about the love story. That
we
was a good
did.
thing.
And I got the final medal count.
Okay.
So China blew everybody out of the water and took home a total of 220 medals. 94 gold. Great Britain came in second with 124 medals, 49 being gold. And the US came in with 105 medals, 36 being gold. I will say after that, not many other countries um
Came close.
broke into the hundreds of total medal count. The next one was 89 with Brazil.
So, and I'm sure we could probably find out all the information
Oh,
why
100%.
we have lower count or like what did China do differently than what we did, or did they have more competing or in more
Well,
categories?
probably, but also if you think about it, they also care for their like elders a
Yeah.
lot better than they're sick and they're elderly a lot better than the United States does, in my opinion.
There's a
So
lot of countries
I'm not
that do.
surprised.
I love my America, so let me preface it with that. But there's a lot of countries that do a lot of things differently than we do, and they see success in it. That's what I'm just gonna
Hmm.
say about that. That we should. But it's just that's a stark difference than the actual Olympics, that the Paralympics, that
Hmm.
China was a. You know what I mean? That's why I was kind of wondering, like, what made that different.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
isn't this the weekend where hockey starts?
I'm so glad you brought that up. So the for the NHL rookie camp started this week. They started today. They started Thursday. They had like the media and off ice stuff on Wednesday, and then they started their ice stuff yesterday on Thursday. And so the rookie camp is started, and then the vets come in next week, and that's when training camp is officially underway. And then the next week is the start of the preseason. So
Oh,
your girls are
Michaela's
having
in happy mode. That's
I
just, I know,
am
I know, I get it. I'm the same way, I am with my college football.
exactly.
Um,
Speaking of,
getting, re-
who do the Sooners play this week?
I'm going to be really honest. This week has been crazy with the debate and everything else. So I really don't know. I just know that I have to tune in on Saturday morning
Oh
at
yeah.
8 o'clock and I can find out everything I need to know. And speaking of football, okay, so I'm going to touch on this. Well, actually, let's go back. How do you get to watch? I'm struggling with watching football everywhere. So, how do you get to watch your football, your hockey?
Hockey. Okay, so I'm so excited for two of my teams, which is the Dallas Stars and Anaheim Ducks, which
Because
and
Dallas, wrong. Let me just say that cool people come from Dallas. I'm just gonna
S-
say.
So a couple weeks ago, I mentioned about a new app coming out, which is called Victory Plus, which I was so excited about because it is going to be the first time that I will be able to actually watch a Dallas Stars game that's not on prime time TV or the Stanley Cups. Because I'm in a freaking blackout area, which I'm 8 hours away, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. So I don't get to fully enjoy like the entire season. However, Victory Plus just launched this past Wednesday, officially,
Is that a Mark
officially.
Cuban thing?
No, I don't think so.
Victory, because it's Victory Square is where the Stars play down in
Mm-hmm.
Dallas. So
Well, yeah,
I'm
I
one
don't think it's a Mark Cuban thing though. Because Victory Plus technically has nothing to do with the Dallas Stars. They were just the first team to do it. Like the Dallas Stars is not tied to it in any sort of way, which is ironic because it's called Victory.
right.
But it's not their app because other
Okay.
teams can get on there. And so I will be able to stream all 69 games.
Oh God.
Plus, they have like short little shorts, like on YouTube, they have it, and they have like insider information and all that. So it will actually be the most used on my app 100% during hockey season.
That is awesome.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna be those. I was obnoxious last season with my phone and Wings and More during the Stadium Series game where New Jersey played Philadelphia. Well, New Jersey's my team, but like I was literally in Wings and More. My phone was propped up on the paper towel thing, and I tried so hard for them to get them to change the channels to one of the big TVs, and they did, but they changed it to the one I couldn't even see. And I was like, okay, great. So I literally sat there, ate my wings, watched some of the Stadium Series, went to an event that I was going to that night, had my phone propped up while I was singing and jamming at this event, still watching the game.
You go, girl. You go. You go. Well, you got your hockey
Mm-hmm.
kicking in. College game day is Saturday, so I'll figure out who
Mm-hmm.
my Sooners are playing. But their guest picker, and have you even watched one of the college game days yet? Be
No,
honest,
because
tell the truth,
no, it's
shame the
too
devil.
early.
It's at 8 o'clock.
It's too early
Oh
on
my
a
God.
Saturday when I get to
Okay.
sleep in.
Well, just the important thing to know is Don Staley it has been named the guest picker on College Game Day this week as LSU is traveling to South
Ooh,
Carolina.
that's
So,
exciting.
and if you don't know your sports and who Don Staley is, she's an American basketball coach for South Carolina. So, super excited about that. And it's another female. You know how I feel about females in sports. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
super cool. Um, and then speaking of the other thing is speaking of sports, before we go to our
Mental health moment.
yeah, to our sponsor and then our mental health moment. Girl, did you hear about Shannon Sharp?
Ah, something about her, and honestly, I think this is like one of my worst fears ever. About her camera going on live.
Okay, so number one, Shannon Sharp is a former football player, a an amazing NFL former football player who has his own podcast. And remember, I told you about Club Shay Shay?
Yeah, this is the
That
person.
this is him. So he is in a heated, erotic, intimate moment.
He was having sex.
Yes. I was trying to be discreet in case people are like listening that have their kids listening while they're listening.
He was
But
having sex.
but nonetheless, he says that he threw his phone on the bed and
Okay.
somehow it went to IG Live.
I'm sorry. That does not just accidentally happen.
Okay, let me finish. You never see him on
But you
IG
hear
Live.
it.
You don't see, but all you do is hear it. And let me tell you something.
Did you go watch it?
No, you don't watch it because you listen to it. All you have to do is
Oh,
go to
well, did you
TikTok
listen
and
to it?
enter Shannon Sharp.
So you 100. You
Well,
100%
and
listen
so
to
you
it.
get all these different videos of different sections of, because it was on like 25 minutes before he realized that it was on. Like, or he had been going
No.
25 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty racy. It's pretty racy. And I crack up because you know how TikTok is, and you know
Yes.
people go in and clip
Yes.
slice things and tie
Mm-hmm.
it. And you see, oh my
Yes.
gosh, it's so funny. So he went
I
on,
would
this happened
actually.
on Wednesday. On Thursday, 18 hours later, he was still trending huge. Like, this is
Well,
a
yeah.
huge thing. He was interviewed by Ocho Cinco, and he said that he's really embarrassed about this. And they're trying to minimize it, like, okay, but
They're
you're a
not going to be
healthy
able to
dude, like
minimize it.
you're a man, it was consensual, whatever. But it got me to thinking about just what we don't know what we're doing with our phones sometimes. Like, did that really happen, that he truly,
Mm.
but I've never gone IG live. I've gone Facebook live. I
So,
send IG notes. Like, I mean, my thing is, I post pictures and I share my story. I don't ever go live. I don't do that stuff. So
so
I would
here's
think,
here's the thing. Because so with Instagram, you have to like swipe to the right to pull up your story. And your story, then you have to go like one, two, three over to your live. And then you have to hit the recording button. I'm sorry. There is absolutely no way he just accidentally went live while he was having sex.
so do you think that he pulled
Kardashian?
a
Heck yeah.
Kardashian?
Look at this. He's all over. He's trending on TikTok.
it
Like there
it
is
was
absolutely
it's
no way
nuts.
this wasn't planned.
Well, and the thing is like I said, there was no view, like
Exactly.
you didn't see anything. It was just noise. But when you listen to it, it's pretty raunchy. I mean, but it's an intimate moment, right? They're
Well,
in the
yeah.
it's an
Yeah.
intimate moments. But I was cracking up because I'm like, oh my God, any man or woman should be mortified.
Oh,
Like,
I'd be absolutely ter I'd be like, you know what? I'm changing my name, moving out of the country,
I'm
dyeing my
moving
hair, tanning my
right.
skin, like I'm done. I'll be
But
a
of
hermit.
course, his homeboys are giving him high fives
Well,
because
yeah, because
of all the raunchiness and stuff, right?
yeah,
Even though you don't see anything.
but yeah,
Just okay, we got to go to break, girl. We are way too long. We got to go to break.
that is hilarious. Okay, so real quick, let's hear a message from our sponsors.
Texas, it's time to shine. Get registered before the deadline. October 7th, don't delay. Early voting starts the 21st day. November 5th is election day. Head to votetexas.gov without delay or call 1-800-252-VOTE. Let's get you ready to cast your note.
So, for our mental health moment of this podcast, we are going to be talking about sleep hygiene for a happy mind. Um, I know I love my sleep. Melina, I feel like you never sleep.
Well, I love to sleep. And when I'm in a regular routine of everything's all on all cylinders, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating right, I'm exercising right, I'm structured, life isn't chaotic. My sleep is amazing because I go to sleep, at 8:30 and I
Mm-hmm.
sleep solid till about 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it I have not had a good night's sleep in a few months, I'll be honest. I get it where I can. Um, but I do know that, and I think you know this, and we know this, that lack of sleep impacts our moods. Like,
Oh,
I
a
can
hundred
tell when
percent.
I'm not getting the proper rest. Like, I'm
Oh,
more
100%.
irritable. I'm more willing to pop off at the mouth to somebody because I'm frustrated and
Mm-hmm.
tired. And I'm like a 5-year-old that wants to take a nap and you can't because you got to keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I know one of the symptoms is, besides irritability. Oh my God.
Irritability.
Yes, irritability. Is trouble focusing, is
Mm-hmm.
remembering things and trouble putting your thoughts down and getting everything, aligned or forgetting basic things. So just that
Yeah.
focus aspect. Um, and I know that when I personally have a lack of sleep, I struggle with sluggishness because I'm drinking caffeine to go up
Mm-hmm. And then it's just going
and
back
then it
down.
comes back down and then I drink caffeine again and then come back down.
Yeah.
So definitely, and me and you are the same in that aspect as far
Mm-hmm.
as when we don't get our proper sleep because you like to sleep in on your weekends and I'm
Mm-hmm.
raring to go on the weekends. And I'm not a nap
Yes.
person. I'm not a big nap person. I've learned to start taking them, but it makes me worse, I think.
Yeah, I don't, especially on my weekends when I just like it's like my only time. Like, I get 16 hours basically to catch up on everything that I need to do. Um, I don't
Hmm.
want to take a nap. I have like when I'm sick though, like I will nap and I will nap hard, which is good because it allows my body time to rest and recuperate.
Hmm.
Um, and then someone was actually talking to the therapist and of course posted it on TikTok. Um, and the therapist had told them that the first sign of your mental health suffering isn't a panic attack or suddenly breaking down and crying out of nowhere. It starts with waking up exhausted even after getting 8 hours of sleep.
Yep.
So,
True story.
um, so I guess since we know how important sleep is, for happy mind, happy life, what are some ways to help get a better night's sleep?
Well, me personally, and I don't know what you do, but I would love to hear it. But for me, I have Alexa that I ask it to either play rain noise,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like thunderstorm and all of that. So it sounds
Mm-hmm.
like it's raining in my room. And some people say, why would you do, why I've been asked, why do you listen to rain? And for
Mm-hmm.
me, and it goes back to my childhood, is when I was scared of the dark. I always slept in
Mm-hmm.
my own room. I wasn't allowed to sleep with my parents. So there was a
Mm-hmm.
very structured routine, right? And although I was scared, I would sleep or whatever. But when it rained, I was never scared, even with the
Yeah.
thunder and the lightning. And in my mind, the reason I wasn't scared, I think I figured it all out, is because no one's going to kidnap you in the rain. They don't want you to get wet. Nobody was going to steal a TV in the rain. They didn't want to get it wet. So I'm telling you, that was like a childhood thing in my head that when it rains, nobody's going to come and
Nothing bad could happen.
nothing bad can happen because people don't want to be out in the rain getting all their stuff wet and getting
Yeah.
themselves wet. So, Alexa, fast forward now, one of the things I do is I turn it on and say, Alexa, please play thunderstorm music. And
Mm-hmm.
it'll just start with the rain,
Yeah.
that. And if you have an Alexa or what's the other one, Google or whatever, but asking it to play deep sleep meditation music. And what it does is it gives like what that energy, like the balance,
Mm-hmm.
like the tones and things like
Yeah.
that. And you can focus on your breathing. And then, girl, I wake up sometimes after I've done that with sheet marks on my face from
Because of
sleeping
how hard
so
you slept.
hard. Yeah, just because I just listen to it, tune into the energy of it, and
Mm-hmm.
just knock out. That's my wind down. Like when I'm wanting to just like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to relax, you need to close your eyes,
Yeah.
you know. So,
Um, mine, so I play the sleep sounds on Alexa too sometimes. And it is thunderstorm sounds because that's my favorite thing. Um, but a lot of the time, like I just need like white noise, and I have two fans in my room because I get hot so stinking easily. So I have like a stand-up fan, like kind of on one end, of the bed because I don't sleep in the middle. I sleep on a side. So I have it on the opposite side, and then I have a desk, little desk fan on my nightstand blowing it right on my face. So that's enough white noise for me. So a lot of the times, like I won't use my sleep sounds unless I'm really feeling like I need something.
right.
But then also I've gotten into the habit of like 30 minutes before I actually want to go to sleep, I will put my phone away and I will read a book versus like scrolling on TikTok and like getting the blue light and everything. Like I'd much rather turn my mind off from the electronics and open up a book and read a book for a little bit. That also tends to make me sleepier.
Mhm.
And so at that point I'm like, okay, well, I can put this down and like knock out.
Yep. 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 Yeah, the screen, I really try hard to, but I fall asleep so early sometimes that when I go to the restroom in the middle of the night, I really try to tell myself, don't pick up your phone. But sometimes I will because I see that I've had missed texts from when I had fallen
Yeah.
asleep. And I hate when I do that to myself because then I'm laying there wondering,
What's the text? Who they text me? Do I text them back?
right, all of that. So limit screen time. That's a huge, huge way to address lack of sleep because you fall into the rabbit hole on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. You fall into the rabbit hole on Instagram. You
Yes.
fall into the rabbit hole on Facebook, on Snapchat, on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So limiting screen time in the middle of the night when you can't sleep, it's not going to help you get more sleep if you're doing those things. So,
Yeah.
PSA, leave your phone alone.
Yeah. And then another thing is a sleep-friendly environment, which I mentioned I did is so to keep your room cool, quiet, and dark for better sleep quality. I have friends who will like fall asleep with like a show playing on Netflix or TV, or my mom sleeps with the TV on, and it baffles me. And so like I like anytime my mom and I have gone on a trip together, like I have to literally like burrow myself under the bed, like covers, which is worse because then I'm sweating. And like I will make her turn her TV down to like volume 10 where she literally has to strain her ears to hear it just so I can go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm not a person that likes the TV on. I don't like to I do fall asleep watching TV, but I don't like to have the TV on. I don't The only reason I listen to the noise because it sounds like it's raining or it's a deep sleep meditation. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
only thing. It's not even music.
Yeah.
Because I like peace and quiet and I like my room cool and quiet and dark. And if it was up to me, I would that if I could find the ones that I like, I'd have like completely blackout room. I like it dark when I sleep,
Mm-hmm.
like because that girl, I'm that little girl that when she sees sunlight come in the window, oh, it's time to get up. We got to get up instead of going, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Um, but
Another
yeah.
thing that I also do, because I am a fangirl on Spotify, people have created like podcast, with like so-fi, sounds. So like
Mhm.
I'd have to find one. But like some of it's like, oh, you're sitting in the apartment with like Bucky Barnes and he's reading a book and it's raining and like there's no words or anything, but it's just like the sound of like someone like flipping through a book and the rain and like the streets of New York. And so like if I'm like staying somewhere that I don't like I'm not comfortable in, um like I'll pull that and have it go and typically it knocks me out.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so what are we doing this weekend, my friend? What is going on?
So today, the Tamu Islander alumni are hosting a pickleball tournament tonight, 6 to 8 p.m. It's a $6 paddle rental. You will see me out there if you end up going because my friend came in from Dallas, and so we are going to see how badly we can do this. Um, because I like to think I'm athletic. I'm not athletic. Um, and then my other friend, literally, we are injury prone, so we'll see how this goes. It's at the Al Cruz Tennis and Pickleball Center on King Street. Like I said, it's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. They have a lesson for anyone who's never played before, at 5:30. And then like I said, $6 paddle rental available if you don't have your own paddle.
Nice, nice. Pickleball. That's becoming a big thing. It's
I
becoming
know.
a really, really big thing.
I know, and it's weird. To me, it's weird.
My daughter loves it. I have never played it, but she absolutely loves it. My granddaughter loves it. And it's evidently a growing trend. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a big
Hmm,
deal.
interesting.
So, yesterday, Thursday the 12th, kicked off Hispanic Heritage Month. So
Whoop
this
whoop.
weekend, whoop whoops, y'all are supposed to hug the Mexicans and the Latinas and the Latinos and all of the Hispanic people in your life every day for the next 30 days over Hispanic Heritage. I'm just kidding. But tonight, Westside Business Association is hosting a uh, a celebration to there at Heritage Park. It is a free event. It's open to the public. They're going to have food trucks and vendors, mariachis. They're going to have a band, Ricky Naranjo y Los Gamblers, and basically it's just going to be an old school party. It's
There we
from 6
go.
to 11 down at Heritage Park. No food or outside drinks or ice chests are allowed, but you bring your own lawn chairs and enjoy the entertainment. It's a cultural event. Kids are welcome. Um, Super excited about it. I believe that we should tell, you know me, I'm about diversity and all of the things. And so I love that Corpus does that.
A hundred
Um,
percent.
there is also events going on all weekend. You can go to uh, cceventscalendar.com to look up other information. There's also, and then we're still talking about, it is still Suicide Prevention Month, isn't it, Michaela?
Yes, it is. It is all throughout September.
Yeah, I love that I'm seeing a lot of focus on that. I really am.
Yeah.
I know last week I got a couple of texts from girlfriends after they listened to our podcast. And they like that we're talking about mental health and that we're not embarrassed about it. And I'm like, well, that's the problem. We need to get rid of the stigma and
Hmm.
quit telling people to share it. And then when they share it, judge them on it. You can't have it
Exactly.
both ways. You gotta be able to
Exactly.
openly, effectively talk about it in a healthy environment. And I had a girlfriend yesterday on Thursday that I talked to from back home, and she was having some struggles and we talked through it, and she said, I can't believe that I never talk about this stuff. And I'm like, because we as women are trained
Hmm.
that we're not supposed to cry. And then when we're not supposed to cry, we don't need to be so emotional and all of these things. And it's like,
Hmm.
no.
No, but it's not just women that are getting this, it's men too. They deal with the stigmatism just as much as women do when it comes to mental health. And I feel like they probably deal with it a lot worse because they are taught from a very young age. Men are not supposed to cry. Men cannot show emotions. You have to be big and strong. And that's not the case in every single aspect. Like men can have emotions. They can cry. They can do all the same things. Um, but yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that people are liking it. And I'm really glad to hear that more they're talking about it more and more. As it is super important to help end the stigmatism.
Well, it's super important to help in the stigmatism, but it's just super important for people to understand that they're not weird for talking about it with a
They're not
trusted.
crazy.
Yeah, that, and again, don't go airing your dirty laundry or your struggles just with anybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, have a little bit of, and don't be dramatic and all of those things. And there's different levels for different people, obviously, but just talking about it and knowing that you're not alone,
Mm-hmm.
that works wonders. My
Yeah.
Cowboys, they're going to be playing on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 12 o'clock game, and we're playing the Saints.
Well, my Longhorns play UTSA on Saturday.
Okay, I think y'all might have that. I might actually think I can call that game for you.
Oh my God,
Although y'all will be really mad if UTSA beat y'all. I will
oh
say
yeah. And I'm so
that.
like I'm not superstitious, but I'm superstitious that I don't be like, oh yeah, it's like in the bag. Because I've seen teams that are like, this is like a lane, like this is an easy win. Come out and like knock the team that's supposed to be the better one out of the water. And I'm like, okay, I've learned my lesson.
So I always go home during Texas OU weekend
Hmm.
in October and go to watch it back home in Dallas Fort Worth because it's fun there.
Yeah.
Um, I know that you don't have any time off work because we've had that issue, we've had that discussion, but I really think
Yes.
we need to make it a girls' road trip that weekend
That
after you get off
weekend.
work and go up there and go watch it in the actual vibe of the Red River Rival. Oh, it's so amazing. It's just,
I want to go because that's the same. That's the Texas State Fair too. So
yeah,
I want to go to that
absolutely.
so bad.
Howdy. Have you ever been to the state fair?
I haven't.
Okay, we're going to talk about this on our next show. We are going to talk about
Deal.
this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it just makes my heart so happy. It does. The Dallas Fort Worth, the Texas State Fair.
Hmm.
It's expensive. It's an adventure. There's never a dull moment, but the amazing fun of it. If you've never heard of it, look it up. If you've heard of it and haven't been, make plans to go. And that's my PSA for today.
And that's a PSA on Texas State Fair. Well, that is all of our time left for today's episode. But as always, we are on Spotify and YouTube, so make sure you like, subscribe, follow us there. Um, we have a new episode every Monday and Friday, except on major holidays, apparently.
Yeah,
Um, but
we
join us
make our
as
own rules, Michaela. That's what it is. We make our own rules.
we continue to talk about all things sports and girl stuff. This is Michaela.
This is Melina.
And remember, sports are for girls too.
Whoop whoop. Are you looking to grow your business and increase your brand visibility? Become a sponsor with the Girl Talk Sports Talk podcast. Our sponsorship opportunities offer you a unique chance to connect with our dedicated fan base and community. Let us help you elevate your business name and reach new heights. Contact Melina or Michaela today to learn more about how you can get involved and make a lasting impact. Join us and watch your business thrive.